There was a scare at the American embassy in Turkey this morning. 6 shots fired at the building, with 3 bullets hitting the gates and wall. No casualties were reported. One person is in detention, with authorities simply calling it a security incident.
It all happened with a major crisis between the U.S. and Turkey still underway, and U.S. sanctions squeezing their already suffering economy. But today, Turkey's President Tayyip Erdogan sending a message that despite it all, his country will prevail.
Those who fail to bring down Turkey through terrorist organizations, treacherous gangs, thousands of tricks and traps, think they can make Turkey give up through exchange rate, but they will soon see that they are mistaken. God willing, our country has the power and ability to overcome all of this.
Well, let's go now to Istanbul and speak to journalist Ayla Jean Yackley. And Ayla, with the rhetoric we're hearing from President Erdogan, shots fired at the embassy this morning, give us some of the idea of the atmosphere there, and could it have contributed to this incident?
Well, it has been a tense couple of weeks as ties with the United States, between the United States and Turkey, have been on the downward trend. It all started with a tweet, actually, from President Trump 2 weeks ago, in which he threatened Turkey with large sanctions if it does not release an American pastor who's been in Turkish custody for almost 2 years now. And the Turkish economy, which is already quite strained with serious public sector and corporate debt and soaring inflation, took those words at face value, and investors have been selling Turkish assets, plunging the currency.
So when we hear Erdogan coming out, he obviously has been speaking very strongly. He's been using the United States in his own domestic message as the enemy. He says we're going to prevail. But can he really, all things considered, given the state of his economy?
Well, he's certainly trying. He's reaching out to other allies, trying to ease the leverage that the United States has over Turkey. He's been visited by the Emir of Qatar, who has pledged a $15 billion investment package, as well as a currency swap package to Turkey. He's also reached out to European allies, with which he's had troubled relations in the recent past, speaking by phone with both the Chancellor of Germany and the President of France. So this appears to be an attempt to maybe, find new old friends, let's say, reach out to past allies.
Ayla, of course, President Erdogan recently reelected, though, with a closer, somewhat margin than perhaps he would have liked. How is this playing out domestically for him?
He seems to have quite a bit of support. Even as critics in the main opposition party have expressed support for this idea that Turkey is under attack, that this is no simple financial crisis, that it is actually deliberate and it's being orchestrated. They don't necessarily name the United States openly in every comment, but they have indicated it's the United States. Sometimes it's shadowy forces. Sometimes it's an interest rate lobby. Sometimes it's international financiers. But the message is clear that this is an attack from abroad on the Turkish economy.
Ayla, if we're looking forward at where Erdogan is at, you're reporting there on a daily basis. Erdogan, Kalev just mentioned this new term. It's also a term where he has vast new powers, the strengthened executive powers. Do you think that there's a difference? Have you witnessed a difference in his rule in that time?
It has been only about a little over a month since he assumed office, this new supercharged presidency in which he has vast new powers. But it does seem to be a distinct period. If nothing else, he seems to be moving further to the right. And that might be because he still is in a partnership with the Nationalist Party, the Nationalist Movement Party in Parliament. That's how the ruling party has formed a majority with its partner. So that could be part of it, that he's catering to this nationalist partner. But it's also probably because he very much does feel that the United States is sacrificing this 70-year-old world alliance with Turkey over one man. It's not the only dispute that Turkey has with the United States, the detention of this pastor. There are other issues, including delays in the shipment of U.S. arms, potential sanctions against a Turkish state-run bank for helping Iran skirt sanctions between 2011 and 2013. So there are other issues, but Erdogan seems to genuinely feel that the United States is willing to sacrifice this incredibly important relationship over one man.
Right. A reminder, this is an important relationship. The U.S. and Turkey do have to work together on many key global issues, including right here in the Middle East, Syria, and so on. Ayla Jean Yackley in Istanbul.